Hello friends, once again, and I'm back with my new video. Thank you very much for new subscribers, and I really appreciate it. And as you can understand, the title of the new video is Indian versus Abrahamic Beliefs and Atheism. So the main reason to make this video is because I can see on YouTube there's lots of people like from Christianity or Islam or uh, not Jewish, but yeah, but they have lots of videos about what their understanding about Indian beliefs and what Indian ideas are. But it's hardly any video you can find which says like what is the Indian point of view of Abrahamic religions. To start with, difference between the Indian religions and Abrahamic religions. To start with, Indian belief means it's Hinduism. Hinduism means not like all the branches of Hinduism. Means Sankhya, Vaishnav, Nyaya, Vedanta, Vedas, and Buddhism and Jainism. Uh, I'm not including in this Sikhism because I'm not sure about them, or I don't have any. Well, I'm not sure about them. I put it like this way. And Abrahamic religions, which is mainly Jewish, Christianity, and Islam. According to me, it is my understanding so far, what I think. Uh, 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 me, if you see Abrahamic religions and Indian religions, the main difference between the only one difference in between them is Abrahamic religions claim they got Book of God, which means they got a book which is written by God. But Indian beliefs, they don't have Book of God. All the books, all the literature, what they have is written by humans. If you start with Indian beliefs, like if you start with the first, texture or book comes to your mind or ideas, it's Vedas. Vedas, again, written by humans, by rishis. None of the rishis said, God told me to write about this. If you even talk about Pitanjali, the rishi who wrote yoga, who invented or discovered yoga, which all of the human race doing today, almost. It is written by Pitanjali, so it is nothing. And Pitanjali nowhere mentioned like I have a message from God. No, if you're doing yoga, so the main source of your knowledge or understanding is gonna come from Pitanjali, and so on. All the literature written by an Indian history or philosophy or understanding or mythology or anything, even Ramayana or Bhagavad Gita or Mahabharata, everybody, there is a human writer behind it, and they claim to be written by them. Like classic example, if you say Ramayana written by mainly what we listen is Valmiki ji. Again, Ramayana have lots of different other people also, like other saints or other people also written other version of Ramayana, and in south is different, in north is different, and means you can probably find 20 version of Ramayana. So it's a kind of all literature is written by humans. But on the other hand, if you talk about Abrahamic religions, they claim they have a book of a God. And when you claim that we have a book of a God, it's a very big claim. Why it's a big claim? Because you say the guy who made water, or earth, or sky, or air, or fire, that's the same guy who wrote this book. It is very in the sense of human mind to understand, like the same guy who made earth or same guy who created water or earth or sky and wrote a book. It's not even a one book. Like if you go through the, because according to some of the beliefs, they uh, like Abrahamic religions, they have a book. Then after that, Christianity have a book. Then after that, Muslims have a book. Now question rise, which is very kind of, any logical brain or rational brain can ask, like, why there are, the guy who created earth, fire, sky, water, everything perfect until today is working perfectly fine, but he had to create one book and he took 4 goes and still nobody understand. So lots of question raised in terms of Abrahamic religions, like, why, like, for example, people dies before Jesus, why didn't have a fair chance to go to heaven, why they missed out, like, the guy died before on 23rd 24th of January, he or she doesn't know how to go to heaven, who gonna take blame of that? There's no, like, justification to the answers. And that's why lots of people turn into atheism, like, they deny of concept of God, which is understandable, like, I understand that, or anybody can understand, like, you don't have justifications to the answers. But Indian concept, all of the things, all of the material, for example, let's say, Indian beliefs is a supermarket, like, where you go and lots of type of beliefs are available. For example, if you said, right, like, and you're a person who walk into the belief shop and you say, like, I want to have a belief, and the salesman say, okay, right, we got this Ramayana here, if you want to read Ramayana, and that's one of the, we think it's a great man, Ram was born and he did this, all these things, and we think he's a god or is a avatar of God. And a person who read this Ramayana, he or she could channel the book, challenge the book, like, why Ram did this, or why Ram wasn't it, why Rama sent Sita to Vanvas, or to why, anything you could ask. But the salesman said, like, look, this book wrote by, Valmiki ji. It's not like, God sent this book on earth. So it's a Valmiki ji imagination or Valmiki ji ideas. So if you have any question, you can ask to Valmiki ji. He's a saint, he's a sage, he's a monk. Then as a believer, you say, okay, right, okay, it's not written by God. Say, no, it's not written by God. Salesman say, it's not written by God. And the believer or the, customer or whatever, believe customer can say, okay, right, if it's not written by God, I can read about it. If anything interested in that, I will take it. If nothing interested, I can leave it. So Indian beliefs, you can any point opt in and opt out, depending on your likes and dislikes. Both of the materials, like Abrahamic and Indian beliefs, both are man-made. Why it's man-made? Because anything which is created by humans would have a start date. I would say, let's say, the best phone in the world is at the minute is iPhone. Why? Because Apple is one of the biggest company in the world. They got, like, more reserves in the accounts than, some of the countries in the world. Like, they got, like, more than 500 billion reserve in the account, and the phones are one of the expensive phones, one of the best phones in the world. But still, somebody can stand up and say, like, I don't like iPhones, I don't like Pixels, I like Samsung. Why? Anything created by humans would have a second opinion. Anything which is created by creator would have only one opinion. A glass of water will remain a glass of water wherever you take in the world, regardless you take into the China or India or America or Britain or Europe, wherever you want to take it, it will remain a glass of water. And water will do the same job as we've been doing since day one. There is no change in that. And nobody will have a second opinion on it. If somebody said water is not doing the right job, then, we got a mental hospital for that person. That's it. If for us, like, as a humans, the main difference, like, things which is created by creator and the human. First, things which is created by humans would have a start date. Things which is created by creator will not have start date. No start date, no end date. No beginning, no end. That's the main difference. In Indian beliefs, you can challenge. You're allowed to challenge. But you're not bound to it. You can even say anything to, you say, I won't believe in Ram, or I don't believe in Krishna, or I don't believe in Vedic philosophy or Shiva or Durga Mata or anything. You can say no, it doesn't matter because it's written by humans. Humans created, and it's claimed, like all the Puranas and uh, all the concept of Hinduism or even Jainism or Buddhism, they all created by humans. For example, if till today Buddha didn't born, so nobody would be Buddhist in this world. If there was no Jesus was born in today in world, there was no Christian in the world. Same example apply to the if there was no Prophet Muhammad was born, so there was no Muslim in this world today. So things started by people. It's a man-made thing. They both are man-made things, even Abrahamic religions or Indian religions. But the only difference comes to the Abrahamic religions. They claim it created by God. There's a God element in that. That's the only difference. The all like today, not me, like anybody can claim there's no Krishna. It doesn't matter. There's no Rama. It doesn't matter. There's no Buddhist. It doesn't matter. There's no Mahatma Buddha or Siddhartha, or you can say there is no Rishabh Dev or Mahavirji, the Jain gurus or whatever. It doesn't apply to anyone's mind because it is created by humans. But now the point comes where the last part of the video is atheism. Why I bring the atheism word into this video is, in Abrahamic religion, when you say no to books sent by God, it's a big thing. You're denying something which is sent by God, the guy who created water. I would like to give an example on there. Like, let's say you're driving a car, and on the way there is a sign, like speeding sign, which says if you cross 30 miles per hour speed, you're gonna get fined for it. And you did it, and you come back home, and you got a fine ticket at your home, like you got fined for £30 or $30 or whatever, and you have to pay this because it's designed by government. At the same point, if some genuine guy or a person standing with a board that don't drive more than please don't drive car more than 30 miles per hour, you can agree to that or you cannot agree to that. There's no authority behind it. In Indian style, Indian concept, Indian idea, a guy standing with a board saying, please don't cross 30 miles per hour. As a driver, you can agree to that or you cannot agree to that. Most of the people, I would say, let's say 50% agree. Okay, there's a guy standing there with a board saying, don't drive more than 30 miles per hour. It's dangerous to life. Right, people can stop, people can reduce their speeds. But again, it's a human idea. It's a man standing there with a board. But if you apply like Abrahamic religion by the government, by the law, which you cannot cross 30 miles per hour, so you get fined at home. But when in Abrahamic religions, you cross the line, what they said, like, by the book, you're going to get this or you're going to get that or whatever. Hell or heaven, that's a different story. But in life, you're not going to get better or whatever. But when people cross this lines and nothing happened to them, like, for example, if somebody said, I'm not going to go to church or I'm not going to go to Friday prayers or anything, but their life continue perfectly fine. They say, well, another day, there's no God, then what's the point believing it? In a nutshell, what I want to explain it, the main difference between Abrahamic religion and Indian beliefs. Both are man-made, but Abrahamic religions claim it is created by God, but there's no way to prove it. But Indian religions, most of them, which is created by humans, Ved Vyas, Valmiki ji, lots of saints, like monks have created the books or idea or philosophy or Vedanta or Upanishad or whatever you want to name it. There's always a man or woman behind it who wrote this book. So there is no way, if you want to leave that ideas, you can leave it. If you want to pick this idea, you can pick it. So that's the difference. So that's why it's more complicated to be atheist in Abrahamic religion. But Indian idea, it is normal. Nobody's bothered. If you like this video, please share, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.